Let's feed some snakes today. If you are not a fan of seeing frozen thawed rodents being fed to snakes, then skip this video. This first snake is one of our amazing ambassadors. Her name is Phoenix, and she is a corn snake, which is a snake that is native to North America. They're found in many places. I love watching her eat because she's a relatively fast eater, and you can really see how she's using those muscles to pull her food down her throat. The end is like watching her suck on a noodle. The next snake up on my roster was Minnie, and she is a Brazilian rainbow boa, but she was in shed, so I left her alone. Next up was Lucifer. He is shy, so I have to give him some space. Next we have Chip. He is a ball or royal python. He is a strike feeder, so I have to be careful with my hands and use some tongs. That's what I mean by strike feeding. He literally strikes. And this is really cool. You can see his glottis here, which is exactly how a snake is able to breathe whilst they're swallowing their prey. And look at those teeth. You can see how they hook backwards, which is why you never try and pull a snake off of you by pulling your hand if you ever get bitten. Next up, baby ball python Sandy. She is just learning to strike feed and she is doing great. This guy was really interesting. This is Oreo. He is a king snake, and I didn't realize that he was actually in shed, and you can see that because he gave me a little tap here saying, no thanks, I can't really see what's going on. And that's when I realized, oh, his eyes are really milky blue, meaning he is about to shed. But he then switched into a feeding response and decided to eat. Unfortunately for him, he tried to eat backwards, and it just takes a bit longer to do that because the legs flail everywhere, but he did manage it in the end. And you can see him here just chewing away, eating backwards, trying his best. Typically a snake won't eat if they're in shed. They sort of lose their appetite, but he's a bit of a piggy, so good for him. He got some additional bonus nourishment. And here was Chip again. We came back to him and he was finally eating his mouse. He takes a while to eat his mice, but I just thought this was a really cool clip. And of course, Lucifer did come out and I missed him eating his 2 mice. So I offered him the one that I would give to Oreo as a bonus feed. Since he was in shed, and Lucifer at first was having none of it because I was around, so I had to give him some space, and finally he did eat his mouse. Lucifer is a Vietnamese blue beauty snake. He is the most challenging snake that I have. He is diurnal, meaning he wakes up during the daytime, and he has great eyesight as far as a snake's eyesight is concerned. He is very shy and very prone to lashing out, so I'm glad he ate.